Tory MPs have launched a new push for the TV licence fee to be scrapped after the BBC refused to act over Gary Lineker's latest rant. A new push by Tory MPs to get ministers to look at the future of the TV licence fee, dubbed the telly tax, has been launched after the latest row involving Match of the Day host Gary Lineker. Conservative MPs are furious that the BBC's highest-paid millionaire presenter took to X, formerly Twitter, to attack Suella Braverman and defend the attempts by anti-Israel demonstrators to take control of London's streets and public space. The Home Secretary has described the demonstrations as hate marches after black jihadi flags were flown at them, anti-Semitic chants were used and some protesters openly wore symbols glorifying the Hamas terrorist attack on October 6. In his post, Lineker said, "Marching and calling for a ceasefire and peace so that more innocent children don't get killed is not really the definition of a hate march." In his own intervention, Stoke North MP Jonathan Gullis said, "The BBC licence fee isn't fit for purpose anymore, and the BBC continues to be out of touch with the majority of the British people. It's time to scrap the telly." He went on to allege that the BBC's Director General Tim Davie had promised him at a meeting with the 1922 Committee of Conservative MPs that this sort of behaviour would not be permitted. He said, "Tim Davie told me personally at the 1922 committee that employees like Gary Lineker were not to use their social media platforms to target individuals with political campaigns. He was clearly not being honest with me, and yet again has surrendered to out of touch stars." Lineker copied in Ms Braverman's post raising concerns over the plans to disrupt Armistice. She said, "I agree with the Prime Minister. It is entirely unacceptable to desecrate Armistice Day with a hate march through London. If it goes ahead, there is an obvious risk of serious public disorder, violence and damage, as well as giving offence to millions of decent British." This is not the first time Lineker has taken aim at Ms Braverman and the Conservative government. Earlier this year, the BBC briefly suspended him for likening its policy on controlling immigration to 1930s Nazi Germany. However, since then the BBC has changed the rules to allow its presenters to have more freedom in venting their political beliefs, even though it undermines the BBC's impartiality. The BBC pointed to the latest guidance which allows flagship presenters to express opinions about the issues that matter to you. This includes issues that may be the subject of public and political debate. It is understood that no action is being taken over the post as it did not breach guidelines. Ipswich MP Tom Hunt, deputy chairman of the Common Sense Group, said, "It's shocking that Gary Lineker, who received millions from the taxpayer, is using his platform to defend those protesting on Remembrance Week.